Up next, a long-awaited La Villa Park honors two of Jacksonville's most famous residents.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty, and let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing the song full of the faith that the dark.
Welcome back. Listening to a little of that famous song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. A downtown park that's years in the making officially opens Thursday. Here to talk about it, as well as the long and arduous journey to get here, is the park's champion, Lloyd Washington. He's also the president of the Durkeeville Historical Society. Welcome, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Also joined by Mari Kuraishi, sorry, I'm blowing it. Mari, help me.
Kuraishi.
Kuraishi. Mari Kuraishi, president of the Jessie Ball duPont Fund. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You'd think I'd have that down by now. Lloyd, tell us about the roots of this project, if you will, as well as the story behind the name.
Behind the name, it was an argument. It was an argument.
It was an argument.
Yes, because originally I walked up to Councilman Jones and asked him, what would it take to name a park after John Roseman Johnson?
Brother of James Weldon.
Weldon Johnson. And he immediately asked, what about James Weldon? And I asked again, what does it take? And that started the journey. And it's been a learning process because I'm learning there were no plans for La Villa, period. Once it was the Harlem of the South, to see that it's been torn down, there were no plans for rebuilding at all. So when the DIA decided to redo La Villa, the park was not part of the plans. We were told that they did not come here to build a park. Economic development was the charge.
So for folks who don't remember, River City Renaissance was a project of the Austin administration. It was in 1993. It basically raised all of La Villa, a residential neighborhood.
It basically leveled all of La Villa.
Mm-hmm.
It was, like I said, to see the demolition to what was the Harlem of the South was quite a low blow. Because you're talking about the end of the Chitlin Circuit, you're talking about people like Ray Charles, James Browns. All these major stars came to Jacksonville, and I've always questioned, are we talking about they left here and went to Harlem? Do we want to say that Harlem was the Jacksonville of the North?
I've heard that argument made. I mean, as you say, Billie Holiday, Dizzy Gillespie, so many greats came through and played in La Villa. So little left of that standing. But this park, Mari, is kind of an effort to rekindle some of the history. Remind us who James Weldon Johnson, John Roseman Johnson were, and their role in creating that song.
Of course. So James Weldon Johnson went on to become known for being the first African-American secretary of the NAACP and, consul to Venezuela. He was an incredible Renaissance man. But he used to be a high school teacher. He used to be a high school teacher at Staten High School in La Villa. And in 1900 composed the lyrics to Lift Every Voice and Sing in honor of Abraham Lincoln's birthday. And his brother put the words to music. And so Lift Every Voice and Sing is their joint product, and the park is going up where they were born and raised.
It's on the site of their home in La Villa.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of community, place, and culture there. Lloyd, what was it about James Weldon Johnson's brother that you were so intent on having something named for him and honoring him in particular?
I walked into the Durkeeville Historical Society one day. There was an award there in display case one, and it said J. Roseman Johnson was nominated to the Florida Artists Hall of Fame, and they had a series of his music and his accomplishment. And the first thing I wanted to know was, who was J. Roseman Johnson? Because most people don't know. And I was very fortunate that Dr. Carolyn Williams, who was the president of the Durkeeville Historical Society, was standing behind me, and I looked down at her because she was every bit of 5'2", and I looked down at her and she started to smile, and she said, "Google." And at that point, I did. I went Googled, and I went to the Yale Library. And I learned as much as I could about Roseman, and I became an avid fan of Roseman Johnson.
This park project for you, the grand opening is this Thursday, but this path started for you 17 years ago.
Yes.
Why has it taken so long? I mean, some people will remember, as I do, there was a marker there for many, many years, but it was just a grass field. There was a plaque with this "Lift Every Voice and Sing"
Yes,
lyrics on it.
The Durkeeville Historical Society, we were the reason that the plaques were there. Like I said, when I went to Councilman Jones, he became a friend, a person who was on my side.
This is Warren Jones.
Warren
now
Jones,
on the
yeah.
school board. Yeah.
Yeah, now on the school board. And we moved forward on it. And like I said, it sat there for years with just the 3 plaques there. But most people didn't realize, yes, it had the 3 plaques there, but it was also part of the Jaguars park and ride. So we had to get something to block the area off. It was also the Soul Circus came in, and that's where all their elephants used to. So we had to write a letter to the mayor and remind him that the value of this piece of property.
So this is now really a transformation. The architect, or the parkitect that designed it, is Walter Hood. He is a Genius Grant recipient. He lives in Oakland. He's also designed the African American Museum for Charleston. What do we know about this? What this project will look like when the unveiling happens?
So Walter is, as you say, an amazing landscape designer, and he has designed the park to have a lifted lawn in homage to the words of the song "Lift Every Voice and Sing." There will be a musical stage that looks out on that lifted lawn. There will be a sculpture of the Johnson brothers by Brian Lewis, an acclaimed African-American sculptor. And we just hope it'll celebrate the incredible creativity and vitality that used to exist in La Villa. And it's almost hard to imagine today because, as Lloyd said, all the buildings are gone.
Is there still an element of this that contains a recreated shotgun house?
So that's actually not a recreated shotgun house, it's a preserved shotgun house. There were 3 shotgun houses preserved in the La Villa neighborhood, and DIA held on to them. And when Walter saw one of those houses, he said, that house is actually one of the remnants of the built environment in La Villa. I want to try and use that as part of the design of the park. So it has become the musical stage.
And so this grand opening is Thursday. Lloyd, what are you looking forward to most?
Most? When we finally cut the ribbon, it's been a while. I must give the Jessie Ball duPont Fund a big shout out, because we had gotten to a point where we didn't even know that we could go move any farther. And so when I met Mari, and she asked me a question. Are you serious about this? And I said, yes, I'm very much so. So it moved forward from that point on.
Well, congratulations to you, Lloyd Washington. Mari, thank you so much for being here. We're going to have another little listen to this amazing version by Jada Holiday at Baylor University of Lift Every Voice and Sing, and we'll be right back.
Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising